So I'm going to read some 3 facts. So Goldman Sachs, 300 million jobs globally could be impacted by automation. Probably already know that. In the US, up to 25% of tasks in white-collar jobs can already be done by AI. PwC says by 2030, AI could add $15.7 trillion to the global economy. Basically, money doesn't disappear, it shifts. And I'll give you one more interesting thing. Jobs most at risk: clerical, admin, retail, accounting, customer service. So basically, AI is taking away all those jobs that apparently are they're not valuable enough for a human to do. And there's going to be a whole bunch of people, because a whole bunch of people are getting paid for not really doing much. And so this is just the way of the world. It's harsh. It's capitalism. Get mad at capitalism if you want to, but just reacting to things is not a power position. It's not going to change. This is how it's going to do. This is how it's going to be. This is how technology is. It disrupts. And if you're not putting yourself in a position to survive, then is what it is. Like, this is not you can feel bad for people, and I obviously feel bad for people that are really working hard at their job, their craft, and AI takes over. However, this is just a moment. It's kind of like a reminder that, hey, look, technology is going to do stuff. You need to be. You can't be lax. You can't be average. You can't just sit on your hands and fight for the government to take over and do stuff for you and give you money. So, anyways, I want to play three quick videos off of TikTok. People just talking about how they lost their job. Everyone has a different perspective, or just kind of like just their experience. So I just want to share that. Starting with this guy.
If you don't think this is true, let me tell you my story. It just happened this week. So Friday afternoon, your boss wants to jump on Zoom at the last minute. Be prepared that something's going on. So I kind of had been having this feeling for weeks. My boss had been talking about how much he's been using AI and how productive it's made him on development tasks. And then yesterday afternoon, we got on a call, and he said that my position is no longer needed. He said, I've been doing everything I should be doing. They can't afford the position.
Imagine getting a call like that where they say your position is no longer needed. There's nothing you did wrong. It's just we can't afford. Man, that must be tough.
Position anymore. So I am out of a job, and it is because of AI. I 100% know that. But before you keep moving, if you could help me out with one small thing, it would mean the world to me. If you could either just like this post or comment on it, or perhaps share it with somebody, and share it with someone very specific, which is a family with kids. And the reason is, for the last year, I've been working on a passion project for my kids specifically, and I've seen a noticeable difference in their ability to do their homework. It's turning from a passion project into my 100% focus. And so I've made a change today, actually, to do summer pricing. So it's incredibly cheap for the summer. And I also have created like a workbook style.
So basically, he pitches what he's selling, and cool. That's basically the move you want to make. If you find that you're in a position where you're about to lose your job, you got to do something. You can't sulk and just sit around and just not do anything. This is the reality. Let me show you.
Let me know. 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 Let me know.
I don't know what's going on with this one.
Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know.
I don't want to miss this. Let me do this one.
I just feel like I should share this. Okay, so there's a lot of conversations about AI. I recently lost my job to AI, ChatGPT. I'm a copywriter, and small businesses basically realized that service is less expensive than hiring me, even though I don't make very much money.
That was an obvious one. anything that deals with writing, pretty much just use ChatGPT or any other language model system. I think this is why I'm like, it's good to be aware with where the world is shifting, where the world is going, especially when it comes to technology, so that you don't have the rug pulled from like under you, because you should already be preparing yourself to say, okay, like okay, I remember there was a point in time where I was trying to be a proofreader. I took this really popular course. I was gonna do the proofreading. I'm like, cool. And then I remember I started, so this is what I'll do a lot, where I think to myself, like, okay, will I pay for this service? Will someone hire me to do a proofreading? Why can't they just use the computer? That always messed with me. Now, I didn't get fired with the proofreading. It was just, you really had to hustle. You really had to try to learn about people, or like try to network and like do stuff. It was just to the point where that return on investment, it seemed you can make more money by selling courses on how to be a proofreader. But now I don't know how it is. I doubt, like, why would someone pay for a human proofreader when they could just put it in ChatGPT or any other language model? Like, now all the big companies are doing it, and it's just like they can make it better, they can fine tune it. You got AI that can make whole movies. So it's just like, who's really paying for a proofreader? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm out of that industry, but I was thinking about the future, like in 10 years, where is it going to be? So this is video, I think it's by what is this, Earl Nightingale. It's a short video, it's like 17 minutes. Yeah, I think it's by Dale Nightingale. Earl Nightingale's one of those older people, like from the 20s or whatever, and he was just talking about this one business person that was in lumber. And every year he was outperforming all his other competitors. So someone asked him one day, like, hey, how are you so good at what you do? Your business is always growing. Like, what are you doing differently? And what he said is, every night I come home, have a pen and paper, have some coffee next to me, sit in my comfy chair, and I think about how the industry is going to be 10 years from now, 15 years from now. So he thinks about that, and then he writes down, what can I do now to be ahead of that curve? So rather than reacting to everyone else, he was creating. He's doing what man was meant to do. He was creating the future for himself so that he's ahead of the game. So when it comes to a lot of these professions, maybe you're in a profession like that, or you're starting to hear like, hey, a lot of people are being cut, a lot of layoffs and stuff like that. What does life or the industry look like in 10 years from now? Everything's developing really, really fast. Technology is increasing really, really fast. Like, what do you think it's going to look like exactly? Like, you don't have to be, but just think about that. If you think about that, you start saying, you're going to start making pivots and just, you're going to start thinking about your next moves. And when you start thinking about your next moves, you're going to put yourself in a position where you don't have to fear that. You don't have to have that feeling of fear and uncomfortability when your boss is calling you like, hey, gotta let you go, whatever. That's an uncomfortable feeling because you don't know what to do next. If you're thinking about the future and you're already making moves and you're already trying to increase your sources of income, you're thinking of different things. If you get that call, even if it's it wasn't expected or you're not ready for it, you're not going to be as afraid. And that's the whole point. You don't want to be afraid when it comes to things that happen in life, because everything is unpredictable. So how can you limit that? How can you limit that fear? You got to plan ahead. You always got to be ahead of the curve. And it sounded like this woman wasn't doing it,
which sucked. So I'm applying to jobs, and it's really, really, really hard to get a job right now. Like, really hard. I don't know where they said a labor shortage. Where? Who? No. That lies. I almost said fake news, but no. I finally get like an exciting.
Okay, labor shortage really comes from the trades. So there is. That's why I'm like, it's just work she doesn't want to do, so she's not considering it. And that's what happens with a lot of people where they're like, okay, where's the labor shortage? No, your industry might not have a shortage, but there's other industries that have a shortage. You just don't want to do the work if you're just honest with yourself. And I don't know what type of job she's applying for. Maybe she's going to talk about it, but if she's looking for, I hope she's not looking for other copywriting jobs. That would just be dumb. She can't be. Let me just
prospect. And I'm like, they want a content writer, that's great. They're actually going to pay me a decent amount or a livable wage.
So she's still trying to be in the same industry when AI just took her. Do you see? Let me just give it a chance and see what else she says.
A livable wage. This is not something to call home about, but like more than $0, which is what I'm currently making because my employer wouldn't call me an employee. I was technically working freelance even though I was working full time, so I never got benefits and I don't get unemployment. Anyways, so I got this exciting new job prospect. They seem really eager to interview me. They need a writer just like me. And
okay, so this to me is just dumb. This is a stupid decision. You already had AI. You're in the same industry. You had one company that dropped you because, hey, AI can do it faster, it can do it better. Why wouldn't the other company say the same shit? Or unless you're like top percent, like you're really, if she was the top copywriter, people will be banging on her door to get her to come with them. Maybe she can put certain prompts in the AI machine that makes the content better, but she's not the top 10%. Top 10%, they get people to call them. She's not one of them. She's just a regular. She says she's good, but I mean, honestly, the market will let you know if you're excellent. She's not excellent. So she's going around, she's calling, she's trying to get with in the same industry, doing the same type of work, thinking it's going to be different. Like, to me, this doesn't make any sense. Or maybe, do you think what she's doing makes sense? I'm gonna leave it on you. I don't think what she's doing makes sense. But maybe you can make an argument that this is still smart. To me, this is just dumb, because the same thing is just going to happen again, because companies need to be competitive. So what's the best way to be competitive? You try to lower your expenses. You're trying to increase the gap so that you can invest more in research and development. The highest expenses usually it's labor. So if this company is using AI, why wouldn't the other companies use AI? Like, that's why I'm just like, why the hell are you still in the same industry? It's just stupid to me. But anyways, these are 3 people. Let me see if I can get back to the other one, because I don't know why this was messing up.
Let me know. Let me know.
Let me do this. I hope it gets back to. I don't know why it's doing this.
AI.
Okay, there we go.
I laugh because, like, if someone said this to me like 5-10 years ago, I'd be like, you are joking. You must be joking. But I'm not joking. But it's fine. I'm a real true believer in everything happens for a reason. One door closes and another door opens. For context, my role is social media and design executive. But yeah.
Okay, I think it's just more of the same. Be aware of what AI is doing. You got to be able to adapt, all that good stuff. Build up your skills. Really think about what the future is going to look like. You don't want to be caught off guard like these people kind of were. The guy, at least he's making his pivot, and he's like, no, I'm not gonna just complain. I'm just gonna, promote his stuff. He's working on something else. He's like, generally that's how a man is gonna be. He's gonna try to figure out solutions. Usually women just want to be heard. Generally how I see things, it is what it is. I think if you want to be in a better position in life, you always got to be able to be flexible, make your pivots. Nothing lasts forever. Things are always changing. The world is always changing. If you get too comfortable, that's when you get caught slipping. And one of the ways you can just position yourself is just to know like where you're heading, where you want to be, and how much does it cost to get you there. How do you know how much it costs to get you there? You think about it. You ask yourself questions like, hey, what do I need? What are my expenses right now? What are my essentials? Do that audit and figure out, okay, my money's going here, where should it be going? And once again, I try to say, like, you can do your own audits. I provide a service where I help anyone understand their personal finances better, whether it's for the whole year, a quarter, half the year. I help you understand where your money is going and why. It's a behavior pattern, and it's not just the dollars. The dollars is one thing. It's the psychology of why you spend the way you spend. And what's so important about it is not a budget. A budget just tells you you can only spend this much, but you need to know the history of why you're in the position that you're at in life. Life just comes down to how you spend your money and why do you spend it that way. If you ask yourself those questions, then you can really figure out, okay, where is it going? You're just more conscious, and now you're like more aware of, oh snap, I can't do this again because I'm gonna end up where I'm at. So that's what I help people do. You go to my website, where'smycashflow.com. All these things is always going to be in the bio, so always check in the bio. But I'm just letting you know, when you got, and this is just for you, if you have a product or service that you believe in that can help people live a better life, share it. Why? Because I want to live in a world where people are more happy. When people are happy, it gets rid of a lot of the crime and a lot of just the nastiness that a lot of people have, especially in America. If people are feeling good, they feel more generous, they feel like they make other people feel good. So, hey, you got a product or service, something that can help people, if you think it's small or something that you just do for your own circle of friends or whatever, share that with the world, because we need more people like you to make other people feel good. So anyways, that's all I got for you. Really think about how AI is going to affect your life. Think about the future. Think about how you can use AI yourself. Like, it's available to anyone. Do that, you find yourself in a better position than most people. So like, subscribe, let me know if you agree with these people, how they're going about it. Who do you think is doing it the best? I think it's obvious. I think it's the guy. But what would you do in that situation, or have you been in that situation yourself? I would love to know. Definitely let me know. I would love to read it. So I'll see you in the next one.